And the freedom formula is all about looking at, okay, what do you want out of life? If you could have the perfect life and money wasn't an object, what does that look like? And you assign values to everything in your life of what it would look like. Where would you live? How much would that cost a month? Write it down. What would you drive? What's the monthly cost for that? Write it down. How much would you go out to eat? Write it down. And you come up with a number of this is what your ideal life would cost. And if you do it right, you're going to look at the number and you're going to go, oh my God, that's not even possible. It should be big, right? And then you take that number and you look at, okay, what do I sell? Let's just say Kartra was the only thing I had. So I make $40 a month. You divide the $40 a month into how much that lifestyle costs per month, and you get a number of how many units you have to move. And now all of a sudden, it's just simple math to get you that life that you wanted. And then you look at, okay, well, how do I move those units? And that comes down to marketing. So it's an end-to-end process of how to get you what you want. The ACT program is the vehicle. It's the vehicle to create that life. And it shows you how to even forecast the life to see what it looks like right in the first step. And the reason that that is there in the first step is to motivate you. If you don't have the carrot hanging out in front of you, you probably won't do the hard work. Marketing is not easy. Marketing is a hard process. So if you don't have the carrot, you don't know why you're doing it, you don't know, what the outcome is, you're probably going to give up. You're probably not going to work very hard at it. But if you get in your mind what your ideal life looks like and you go, okay, all I have to do is move this amount of product, here's how I do it, you're probably going to work a lot harder to get it because you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. They always say there has to be a why. A lot of people, when you ask them that question, they'll give you the wrong answer. They'll say, well, what's your why? Oh, well, it's my family. No, that's the wrong answer. That's an erroneous thing. That doesn't have a value to it. You need to know what that looks like. Like, tell me, what is it about your family that is your why? Do you want to put your kids through college? Do you want to give them a car when they turn 16? Do you want to make sure they eat at the fanciest restaurants? Do you want to make sure that they go to the best schools? That is an ideal lifestyle. You need to put numbers to that. And now you know what you're working towards, not just my why is my family. That's not exciting. Understanding what the why looks like is exciting. That will motivate you. You'll know what you're doing and truly why you're doing it. And then you'll figure out what it takes and you will go to work to do it. So it's a really cool process. It's really powerful. I wish more people would do it. I've made it as easy as I possibly could. But if you haven't done that, like I know there's a lot of you here that have been with me for a long time. You've probably never gone through and done the freedom formula exercise. I would recommend you give it a shot because it might motivate you to be more productive. It might motivate you to actually build a marketing campaign or actually go through and figure out, am I doing the right thing? Is what I'm doing in alignment with creating that lifestyle? Because we talk about first step in the marketing part, that first part, the freedom formula is the forecasting, that's the motivation, that's, the personal intent, all of that. But the first step in the marketing of actually taking action to make it happen is going in and doing the market segmentation. The market segmentation is kind of your first validator of what if you're on the right track. Because if you don't have a profitable market segment, it's game over. You don't even start. You go back to the drawing board and you make sure that you're starting to build a campaign on a profitable market segment. If you're not, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So again, all the pieces are laid out in a very fashionable order to follow. And if you're out of sequence, you're probably struggling. And if you're struggling, you'll probably give up eventually. And then that's just a waste of your life. Because then you're going to start over, you're going to start something new. And if you didn't learn from your lessons of the past, you'll probably repeat the same thing and fail again. Or you'll just throw in the towel altogether and go get a job. And that just hurts me to even say. That just damages my soul to even think about that. So